Hi, good morning, good day, good evening, good night. Welcome to our exocad webinar.
Good morning from Germany.
And today we will speak about full denture and single denture module. Today I'm your speaker, Mikhail Barshev, and my support, Pina Maginot. We are working both from headquarters in Germany. Pina, should we wait 1 minute or should we start?
No. The attendees are joining. Yeah, just wait a little bit. Yeah, the number is growing. Only a few seconds, then we can start.
Okay.
Just on time.
Good. We have here in Germany a very nice weather, very sunny morning, and we wish all of you healthy and good weekend. And let's this Corona away soon.
Here from hello from the sunny South Africa too. Wow, welcome.
Wow.
Okay, so I think we can start slowly.
Okay, we start now. Before I start my presentation or my webinar, just a short update. We have at exocad.com. If you go to exocad.com, the main page, the schedule of all the webinars. And if you click here, you can see all the list of webinars, upcoming webinars, and webinars which has taken place, and every webinar is recorded, so you can watch the webinar later on if you didn't participate in the webinar. And our today webinar will be recorded as well. This is this one, I believe. Yes, and the recording will be available here. The next update, I'm very happy to say that in integration page of exocad.com, now we have FullDenture library integration page, so integration portal, and fresh new Vita, Vionic, Vigo FullDenture library is online here. You can download it and use it. And then in our YouTube channel, please visit us videos.exocad.com. The new Plovdiv FullDenture video. For now, it's only teaser, but the video will be available very soon, probably 2 days later, with all workflows regarding full denture, single denture, and so far. Okay. So let me show very short some slides. And
one remark, yes, once before I stop my camera. If you have any question during the presentation, you can send me the question. I will try to answer it. And otherwise, later on, we have also some time to have a Q&A.
Yes, please type your questions. You can go to questions in your right panel. Type a question and click send. Sometimes the question is not fully clear. If it's so, then Pina maybe asks you for more explanations. Then please copy your original question to your explanation and explanation 2 to understand about what you are speaking, Okay, Pina? Alles klar?
Yes, I'm ready. You can start.
Okay, thank you. Let's start. So, what is new in our new Plovdiv release? Released it in December regarding full denture. First of all, we introduced new different work types, which means different production methods. For example, you can mill the base and use carded teeth. You can mill the base and teeth both. You can mill the base and use carded teeth and trim them from basal side by milling machine. You can print the base and use carded teeth. You can print both base and teeth, and you can print base and mill teeth. So all methods are available in our Plovdiv release in default material configuration. Then you can produce so-called single arch dentures, which means one full denture for only one jaw. And you can, of course, mill it and print it and whatever. And this is about different production methods. In this case, this is one sample that you you print the base and you use these carded teeth and maybe you mill the base and you use this carded teeth and then you mill both from basal side. And we have for now currently 5 different production methods to trim teeth with the base together, and to leave the pocket, and so to print both. Different methods of adaptation of the tooth to the base. And of course, you can now produce so-called tri-indentures, which means monoblock dentures. And they have tons of new FullDenture libraries available now. And as I told you, Vita Vionic is online, and Nobilium, Rutinium, and so far, then Splice Sirona, and coming soon, Kulzer, Shofu, Candulor, and many others. Okay, it was short theoretical introduction. Let's proceed with praxis. This is my case. As usual, this is an imported case. This is why I have a laboratory here. Then I have a client, so my dentist, and the name of the patient. In this case, this is single arch denture sample. I have the material configuration imported from the file, but this is the same my default material configuration for Plovdiv release. By the way, they have introduced new material configurations. For example, this next dent was new for Materia release. It's for printing, but we have now updated Splice Sirona configuration in VZ on Tech and Antenna, both updated. Straumann is updated. So the material configurations were reworked very good. And in the job definition, I have this FullDenture job definition and antagonists. In this case, I have 2 stone models in Articulator A, which means Mangirback. The software expects that your plaster models were both scanned in an articulator, and the scanner transfers correct positions in the articulator to the software. It's important. And regarding the job definition itself, this is FullDenture, and this is production method when I print a base and teeth. So I will print both. This means that I have scalable tooth libraries. I can use scalable tooth libraries, and I can use not scalable tooth libraries. What does it mean in the practice? If I have only carded teeth, then the library is not scalable because the teeth are coming from outside of the software and you cannot scale it in the real world. And in my special case, I use so-called open library, not encrypted, not locked, and I can scale it to adjust to my antagonist. And in this case, I don't have pre-operative model, but you can import some model for reference. And I don't have a byte-rim scan, but you can use this byte-rim as well. Next, design prosthesis with monoblock or try-in. In my case, it's set to yes, so this step comes in the wizard. If I check no, then you can still produce the monoblock or try-in, but using expert mode. And optimizing monoblock for 3D printing set to no, but I can decide it later. Minimal thickness of the base is set to 0.3. And in advanced parameters, I have different connector shapes since I make a base and the bridge connected with connector. And then connector dimension restrictions or default settings, default values, connector height, connector width, and the new parameters introduced in Plovdiv, connector below gingiva design level and connector behind a proximal contact. Lingual, it means that how low, how deep goes the connector below equator and how lingual goes the connector behind equator, behind midline. And tooth pocket gap with means 200 microns tooth pocket to glue tooth in the base. Again, I have chosen print base and teeth, but I can print base and use teeth, carded teeth. I can mill base and use carded teeth. I can mill base and use carded teeth and trim them from basal side. I can mill both base and teeth, and I can print base and mill the teeth. So 6 production options are available here. Okay, this is about job definition and production methods. Let's start design now. The very first step is articulation. For single dentures, Articulator, virtual articulator is available and is recommended. So let me start virtual articulator now. And let me show very short. This is a gearbox articulator. Let's see if my models are articulated good or no. By the way, I use always my hotkeys S for introduced scenes, I think Valletta, S for Joe, and A for antagonist. Use every day 10,000 times per day. So I click rearticulate models virtually now just to check. The position is not bad. I can live with it. Okay, I can rearticulate my models, but the question is, what happens in the real world? Are my models correct articulated in the real world or not? This is question. Maybe in this case, maybe the doctor sent me this data and I should live with this data. If not, of course, I can re-articulate my model if I need it. don't do it right now. And these parameters is expected to get this parameter from a dentist. If not, then we can use some average parameters. By the way, you can exclude some movements from the calculation, and this new version, new option for Plovdiv release, you can load a digital Facebook data and you can articulate models automatically in the articulator by using this data. But in this case, let me just start articulator movement simulation, which means actually calculation of the movements in the articulator. Okay, calculated, good. And now I click next. The next step is so-called model analysis. I use simple model analysis, and first step is to define occlusal plane. I can use my occlusal plane from an articulator, or I can define the occlusal plane by clicking 3 points. For example, I can click the left point, then the right point, and the center point, and click apply. Then the occlusional plane will be changed, but I don't do it because I believe that my articulation in the articulator is correct. Next step, position of molars. To initial setup of my model teeth, I need some orientiers, and the first of them is first molar positions, and the second is premolar positions, and the last step is central incisors. Okay, everything is set. I cannot click next, which means I should click OK. All right. Next step is about choosing my tooth libraries. I have a lot of libraries. If I click all, I have really large list of the libraries. But in this case, I would use only scalable libraries, which means I can scale my teeth because I will print them later on, and I don't have any restrictions because I don't use teeth from reality, but from virtuality. And for posteriors, I would use Ruthenium Z4, Ruthenium Acryl plus Z4. This library is scalable, optionally scalable, and this library is a little bit bigger, plus 0.63 millimeter as per my model analysis, but this is absolutely not issue because I can scale them, these teeth. And for anteriors, by the way, I can use a second molar or not. In this case, this is not an issue. In some full denture cases, maybe I don't use second molars. So, and for anteriors, let's see what we have. Maybe Ruthenium T4 looks fine for me. And I check it scale optionally scalable teeth. If I uncheck it, then the teeth will not be scalable and probably don't fit very well. Okay, click next. Left and right posteriors are the same. Not bad. Okay, good. This is my first proposal, which is not perfect, but not bad as well. I use advanced transparency function, click Shift and mouse wheel to make my antagonists opaque. Then I use chain mode and adjust my posteriors first. One side and the second side. Then let's see what happens here. So I set posteriors. Then I will fix them and set the second side of my posteriors. Then I go to single mode for chain mode and adjust the individual positions of my posteriors. Okay, it takes actually some time, but I can adapt it later on, not an issue. Some adjustments. Okay. Maybe I keep contact of my sixth and static occlusion, and I will create a guidance for dynamic occlusion. Back in chain mode, I fix premolars, and now I can adjust anterior group like this. You see, they are scalable. It's good in single mode. Let's see what happens in static occlusion. Perfect. Let's create perfect static occlusion comfortable for the patient. All right, what is this dynamic? Good. A little bit higher. Looks good for me. And I click next. And now I can freeform and adapt them. I can freeform, I can smooth and so far. I can use anatomic parts to prolong, for example, my anteriors to get very fine and smooth shape. And now let's switch antagonists off. What is in static occlusion? Okay, let's correct a little bit here. Statics, smooth them here and here and over there. Now I create my static occlusion in adaptation static, and I exclude some parts from statics here. Molars and points on canines, and I cut the rest with very fine gap of 50 microns in this case. Cut. Okay, now I can freeform them again, smooth a little bit, and let's see dynamic occlusion. With dynamics, I would probably exclude canines and probably here. And yes, and adapt the rest. So now the guidance should be fine. Okay. Next, I ignore further adaptation. Is good for me. I don't need distance anymore. Pina, do we have some questions about the libraries and adaptation so far?
Not yet. Everything is fine.
Okay.
You can continue.
Thank you.
You're
Next
welcome.
step is about creating the bottom of my prosthesis basis. So I need a virtual bottom for this, and I I can define insertion direction, and I can check offset. In this case, maybe I can set the offset to 0 because I don't need any gap between the base of prosthesis and gingiva, and I can allow undercuts because undercuts are desired for this type of prosthesis. And I add some smoothing here, smooth of the surface, and I don't add any milling diameter because I don't mill the base of the prosthesis because I print it. And let's apply. After applying of the bottom of denture base, I will add some relief on incisal papillae here and on rugae here by freeforming. I have two options for freeforming. I have this freeforming, this classical freeforming. I can smooth them and add some material here and here to add some relief, or I can use offset to scan data with brush, where I can add some fixed offset of, for example, 100 micron here. Apply offset. Both options you can use for to add some relief. These sensitive areas. And now I click next. The next step is define denture base margin. I can use auto detection. Let's try. I just set 4 points to auto detect the margin line. Does it work or not? Let's see. Wow, the automatic detection works fine. You can still correct some points or draw a new line, clear it, and so far. Let's click next now. And the next step is a correction of the base of my prosthesis. Sure, after the calculation. These 3D objects, this calculation is pretty big, and big data amount and you need a good workstation to work with it. So sorry, next step is connectors. The idea is to hide the connectors into the base to get very smooth prosthesis. You can change the shape here, you can change width and height here, and you can apply new cross sections, and in advanced you can change these parameters below gingiva design and behind approximal contacts. But in this case, probably a little handwork is needed. For posteriors, I don't need to worry. Hidden connectors, it's not an issue here, but for anteriors maybe. So let's check posteriors first, here and there on both sides. For posteriors, I prefer more stable connection, since for anteriors, more aesthetical connection. You can use Ctrl to move the docking point, and without Ctrl you move the whole connector. Let's hide these connectors as soon as possible. So like this, hide them again, and hide this. I personally prefer to avoid intersection of the connector with basal part of the specific tooth. It is possible. It's not a big problem, but for stability and to have the connector still strong, I personally avoid these intersections. Okay, looks not bad for me, looks good, and let's click next. So now I can adjust my base. What I actually can do, I can add some roots, I can add some ridges and individualization of the base. But first of all, you can move small regions here, and you can move big regions with these presets. If you need to adjust a little bit in general your base, maybe here, these colors, sorry, this colors shows the thickness of the base. Without colors is more as 2 millimeters. Blue is between 0.5 and 2. Green is 0.5, 0.6, and red is 0.3. Sorry, again, blue between 2 millimeters and 1.6. Sorry. Green 1.5 till 1.6. Orange 0.7 to 1 millimeter, and 0.3 is red. Okay. Now I go to freeform. I switch to smile off, and let me scratch some roots here with this point of knife, with big amount of point of knife. This is a little bit too much, probably too thin, maybe a little bit dangerous. I can switch this colorization off here, right mouse click, visual properties, false color texture off. And then I can proceed with the roots. Then I can use this standard brush tool and add some gingiva parts here. I can smooth this a little bit, and I can add some individualization here as well. Many of them, many texture and so far. Then I can add incisal papilla here, small amount of material. Then I can add more individual anatomical parts here. Like, for example, Rudy. Okay. And what you can do, you can scratch in between this point of knife here. And in the end, probably a good idea to smooth all this structure a little bit. Okay, let's see minimal thickness again. Let's check it. So this part is a little bit too thin. Okay, let's proceed to the next step. The next step is the calculation of the pockets for the teeth to glue in the base. In my case, the pocket gap is 0.2 millimeter and minimal thickness should be 0.3 millimeter. The blockout tooth pocket undercuts is switched on because I need to put this bridge into the base, but limit insertion and compensate for milling tool is switched off because I just printed. So let's apply. It takes some time, and in between, if Pina, if you have some questions, I can try to answer them.
Not really. No, I have answered them. It's okay right now.
Okay,
But if
perfect.
there are some questions, which one you'd like to see again, let me know, and then we can show it. No problem.
Okay. Okay, the calculation of such big of jobs takes some time. Please check wiki.exocad.com for current hardware requirements for our software. And of course, if you have any doubts, please contact your resellers for technical support. They should provide you with all answers for all your questions. I hope so. Takes some.
One question, when we have time, if it's available to rewatch, maybe he missed the beginning. Yes, it will be available on our webpage, on the webinar link. Later on, you will see the link for watch the video. And I think in the future, we will also upload this video to our YouTube channel.
Exactly. The webinar will be recorded and stored and available at exocad.com webinars and later on, as Pina told, on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is my design. The base and teeth. Let's click next. The next, I can generate so-called try-in or monoblock. Let's do it. Then I get the one piece of base and teeth together to print it and to try it in. Maybe you optimize them for 3D printing, but I don't do it right now, just for demo purposes to spare the time. Okay, monoblock is merged. And the bridge and the base is being merging right now. And let's see how does it look like after merging. The calculation again takes some time.
Okay. During the calculation, there was one question. Will you demonstrate the basal trim of teeth method? I'm not sure if I'm getting it, but the teeth will be trimmed to the model. Maybe you can hide the base, Mikhail.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So this is there are different approaches. Basal trim of teeth is supposed to work with carded teeth, with real teeth. Then the base has gaps here, so just pockets with the gaps through the base, and then you mill the base from from occlusal side, and during the milling you create these gaps, these pockets, with probably the gaps because the teeth are longer as the base. Then you glue your acrylic teeth in the base and clamp this base with glued teeth in the milling machine and mill again from basal side both. This is what is it, trim the teeth. But in my case, the model teeth are trimmed as well with the gap, with some gap between the model to ensure 0.3 minimal thickness for my base. But this is not the same as milling trim by milling machine, you know.
Yeah, this yeah, you have selected a whole bridge to mill. Yeah. And the tubes are open. Yeah, yeah, or to print or to mill. It's open. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But in case of the basal adaptation, you use carded teeth or real acrylic teeth glued in the base and then mill them from basal side altogether. This is the approach. So this is my prosthesis. Looks good for me. And as well, I have a monoblock. Let me. Yes, this is one piece, just one piece. So this is a monoblock. to print it. So again, the bridge and the base. And of course, if you go to expert mode, you can change anything. Good idea, before you continue in expert mode, I just very highly recommend to delete merged parts first. Please don't worry, you don't delete your job, you delete only merged parts, so only output data. This is important. And the second.
Can you show shortly the cut view, please? There was a question.
Yes. Before I do it, before
Yeah.
I forget
Yes.
it,
Yes.
it's
Okay.
very important. The second important thing, please don't forget to save the scene before exit. If you don't save the scene, you save only output data, but you cannot rework your project later on. This is a small checkbox. And don't forget to check this checkbox. 1 second. This is a very good sample why I generally do not recommend to work with a laptop. I work with a laptop, this pretty powerful laptop, but it still calculates not as quickly as normal desktop full workstation. So save scene in project directory. This is very, very important. If you click next and uncheck it, then the software doesn't save the scene and you lost your design. Okay, you can use some workarounds to retrieve the design, but it's not comfortable at all. So cut view, where? On which position? Somewhere. Okay, anteriors maybe. I can click here, right mouse click, context menu, show cut here. This is cut view, yes. Okay, these model teeth are trimmed to bezel, to the base, yes. What is the question?
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Only to show the cut view once again. You have also the possibility to open in the right side the menu with cut view. That's also another option. Or by the show and hide window, as Mike has shown it already. Yeah.
But if you activate it here, the position is not defined. You have to define the position by the mouse. And if I click here on some specific position, right mouse click for context menu, then I can see, I can activate the cut view exactly on this position. And then you can rotate this cut view to different views. Or here as well. You can rotate cut view here to different directions. Okay.
Okay. There was one good question also. Maybe he missed something, but maybe it's better to explain it one more time because you have two options. Why is the palatinal side of the gingiva so open when you generate a monoblock?
1 second, monoblock.
Yeah. Maybe you can also show the Dental DB one more time that you have two options with the monoblock. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is monoblock. Here, open or what?
Yeah.
This is
for dry-in. Yeah.
This is insertion direction calculation. If I would set the insertion direction differently, then there were no so much gap.
Yeah.
But in the fact, this kind of jobs supposed to glue to fill it with the acrylic glue, as far as I know. You know.
Yeah.
This is
And
not
then the
problem.
monoblock is normally you use the monoblock file really to print it fast and to do a try-in. But there is another option in the DB also with the monoblock that you can also close it in totally. Maybe you will show it. I think you have not. Yes, you have not selected this one. Yeah.
Yes, if you optimize this for 3D printing, this will be watertight.
Yeah, and more
printable. Yes, yes. I just didn't do it to save the time, because the calculation of watertight objects takes more time.
Yeah,
this is only one reason.
That's it. That. Yeah, but you can choose if it's totally closed and yeah, filled up, or if it's like this. Yeah.
Yes, it's normally should be watertight. Yes, sure.
Yeah. You have a single try-in file. Yes. It's the teeth and the base in one element. Yeah.
Exactly.
And maybe we should mention also, if you have the normal tooth library, which one is not possible to export, you can also generate a monoblock, because maybe before you start to glue in these teeth, you would like to do a try-in, and then it's also possible to generate this monoblock. That's possible to do, and then you check it first, the position and everything is correct, and if it's okay, then you try or start and continue to do the final frame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the monoblock. Yes.
Yes, that's the.
And this is base and bridge. Yes.
Yes. And why do we have these two options with this monoblock? Some printers need really a watertight, really one element to print, and some others are more open, and you don't need really this watertight and totally closed element, and then you have both options here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Please don't forget that we have a DentalShare service, and we have in our video YouTube channel fresh new DentalShare quick guides, how to set up a DentalShare account and how to use DentalShare. Please feel free to check these videos. It's very useful, and you can use DentalShare, and you can, as an option, export this scene as HTML to show your dentist without any software how the design does look, to confirm. Okay. And probably we have on our web page 3D viewer is for free. This is it web view? Pina, is it web view? exocad view. And we have this viewer for all three platforms, for iOS, for Android, and for Microsoft. You can download this free software to view exocad scenes, absolutely free. Do we have more questions?
Not really. No, that's it. If you have questions, let me know. I can ask Michael. We will wait for some seconds.
Last chance to ask the question before weekend starts.
Yeah, okay, there is one question, which one we often have is exocad going to available on Mac? Not really, sorry.
No.
No.
Mac is an amazing platform, but just
nope, not available. For the viewer, it's possible to use Apple devices, but here with the Mac to design, it's not possible. Yeah, it's Windows based, and we don't change it in the future. It's not planned.
I can show actually what I can show. Maybe it makes sense. Yes, please.
Yeah. There's someone who has two questions, but please let me know. I need a question, then I can ask Michael. Okay, maybe you would like to explain something in between?
Yes, I want to show how Exoprint works.
Yeah.
This is an interface connection between exocad and printing software. For now, maybe 6 printers are integrated. It's like NextDent, Asiga, EnvisionTech, Formlabs, and few more. It works very simple. You just click this button and you get Denture base and Monoblock and bridge. You can choose what to print, and then you can choose the material to print them and just proceed to printing. Then these 3D objects just will be imported automatic in printing software, in slicing software. It's very simple and very useful. Okay, questions? Pina?
Yeah, there was something about the free-forming of the gingiva. Yeah, I think so. You have showed it, but maybe you will open the freeform again. But you have a lot of tools, the normal freeform tools, and then you can really, yeah, change it.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all,
you can apply, you can remove. Yeah.
You can maybe this anatomic shapes. So first of all, maybe without true smile looks better here. Second, this color visualization of thickness you can switch on and off. Okay. Then you can use these presets, anatomic presets, to move small regions like papilla and so far, and you can use big regions to move bigger parts. And you can use paint and pull function as well to mark some area. And to move this area. And then freeform itself, I have a lot of tools. Maybe I activate Magic Lantern. And I make it matte. You feel free to use Magic Lantern. It's a Ctrl and B short key. So a lot of tools. Like this point of knife tool, for example, to make roots. You can smooth anything, and you can add some structures here and so far. What is the question exactly?
Yeah, there's another question. How to, or can we add a text to the base?
For what?
Yeah, maybe to imprint the name of the patient if you have, yeah.
Monoblock, you mean?
No, on the base itself, but it's not possible to add the text on it, not in this tool.
To the base, I don't think it makes any sense. Maybe maybe it makes sense to add it to Monoblock. Let's see.
No, also to the base, but no, it's not possible, sorry.
Who knows? Why not? Maybe it's possible.
Okay, then, okay, no, sorry, okay, it's possible, yeah, text, okay, you can emboss it, okay, good.
I'm not sure, but theoretically, it is possible. It looks so strange. Yes, it is possible.
Okay, emboss too, to deboss and emboss, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Looks ugly. Like blood here, like a wound. Okay, then what I can say, thank you very much for attendance. Please don't forget our YouTube channel, our integration portal. Stay healthy. Use license at exocad Plovdiv release, and see you maybe at Insights in autumn.
Hopefully,
Pina?
yes.
Yes. It should
Thanks
be.
again for joining the webinar.
Thank you. Have a great
Bye-bye.
weekend. Bye
Yes, great
bye.
weekend. Bye-bye.